Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. I am Angel,
Ramadan.
and this is our series reviews of The Boys Presents Diabolical.
Oh,
Is that how he says it? That's how he says it, right? I
yeah,
don't
well,
know. I don't know.
you had the tone. The accent was a little bit off.
Yeah.
Diabolical. I can't do it.
Or, how he does it, like diabolical. He does
Mhm.
his own. Well, that's another review. Spoilers.
This is going to be a super short episode to go with the season.
Amazon just came out with a new anime series called The Boys Presents Diabolical. I guess I'm going to say it every time with the accent. You saw it. I saw it. And thank God I have to say, they're short as hell.
Yeah, only about 14 to 15 minutes each.
Right. And there's 8 episodes. And they're kind of cool in a way. It's kind of like the animations that we've seen, stories of like certain point of view. And that point of view has a certain type of animation, art style, focus point.
I remember when we watched it, you made a very astute comparison. It was like the Animatrix.
Animatrix and one of the first animation from DC, the Batman stories.
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knight.
Yes.
Gotham Knights is the video game, and it kind of reminded me of
Star Wars
After
Visions.
Party, Star Wars Visions, and After Party, which is a live action whodunit on Apple TV. And every person tells their version of that night is a different point of view presentation. Even there's one that's directly animated.
Mhm.
It falls in that line. Off the bat, what did you think?
Like, are we rating it right now?
No,
Okay.
no,
It was
I'm just
okay.
saying, like-
there were some highlights and some that weren't. And that's going to be par for the course because every story is starkly different than the last.
I have to agree with there. It falls in line to where the violence of the live action show has, and also the comic book where it all came from. It doesn't have the gratuitous sex as it does in the book. Thank God. I don't know if I would have watched that. I mean, I don't know if I would have liked that live action or animated. Anyway, there are some cute moments. There are some cute episodes or good episodes. I have 2 that I like. Do you have 2 episodes, or do you have an episode that you like?
Yeah, I actually do.
And they are
The Homelander episode where like he's his first mission.
episode 8, the last one.
Yeah. I thought that was intriguing and interesting, like how they did it, and it shows the dynamic he had with his the upper class or the CEO. I can't remember her name right now. Also, it explains why like he considers Black Noir a best friend. Like when he refers to him as like, you can't do no wrong, Noir. Like when he's talking about like how people betray him and everything, and he's in the boardroom in the live action. In the comic, Noir was there, but didn't really have that bond. So they kind of retold that story, and makes sense why he's so. He sees him as his best friend almost to watch out over him. I kind of like that because for me that tied it together. Plus, it was interesting to see because I know the comic and to see that reaction. Secondly, I was also into the first episode. There's no dialogue in the first episode. Maybe a little bit, but not really. But you get the sum of everything else, and it ties into the Laser Eye Baby from the season, and it makes it Looney Tunes, but
is a direct copy pretty much of Baby's Day Out.
And that too. That was the other reason why I liked it so much, because I was a big fan of Baby's Day Out growing up, and you called it out. And as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, those are scenes directly from the movie.
Well, the title is Laser Baby's Day Out.
True.
The Easter egg is in the title. We watched this together, correct?
We did, yes.
Right, because it has been a while. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that was pretty much it.
Those are the 2.
Those are my 2.
And you know what? Same 2 for me.
Same 2.
Same 2.
I know what's the one you hated the most.
And what one was that?
Aquafinas.
Yes.
That one cracked me up the most, but only because of you.
What do you mean?
Because like halfway through it, I had to explain where her friend was. And you're like,
oh,
and you had that moment of, oh my God, no. And I just died.
It was just over the top in your face in a way, even though I didn't get it until I did, but I was just like, it's like, it didn't feel like it was going anywhere.
True.
What I liked about this, that it took some stuff that you will not get from a live action, or not yet anyway.
True.
We may see a live action version of Homelander's origin. We may see that, but I like that. And I felt like the first episode and the last episode, Baby Laser Baby Stay Out, and 1+1=2. It was like almost perfect bookends
Mhm.
for the season because we don't know how these superheroes become or what they do in a sense, like in the laboratory, how they get them to have superpowers, and we kind of saw that with Laser Baby in a way, like
Yes.
what they do, they'll test them, they'll try things to activate their powers, and then we see here with Homelander on episode 8 what he went through, what made him diabolical or the way he is. In the middle, you see how like Nubian versus Nubian. That was actually a nice one. I like that one too. And also I'm Your Pusher.
Yeah,
They all
you
kept
call
playing
that
that.
because that was from the comic. I remember you talking about there.
And I just liked it because of the song. They kept playing the
Mhm.
song in it too. Those two like the honorable mentions.
I mean, overall,
I
like,
mean,
it's a hit or a miss with some of the episodes. The Pusher episode definitely deserves honorable mention. Nubian.
Nubian versus Nubian.
Yeah,
That's what the title is.
that one was interesting and it had some
Mhm.
fun points, but honestly, I didn't like it overall. I think the one that failed the most that was promising. What do you think?
Which one failed the most? That was promising.
Yeah.
Aquafina one then.
So for me was the one with the kids. Episode 2. Soups kill their parents.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, I did like that one in a way. It's like payback for what the pain they went through.
As a short episode, I get that, but there wasn't really any growth or anything. I was like, it went from silly, grotesque characters that have been like mutilated because of VOT-19 or whatever it's called,
Mhm.
and going to we're gonna just slaughter people and that's it, and then there's no story climax on it.
But it wasn't really like a slaughter in the sense of just random people. They were targeting their own parents.
True.
That's the thing. It was payback for the pain and suffering, and to just like a lot of them are grotesque. They can't be regular people. They can't blend in like Homelander can. So I can understand that, but you're right. It didn't really evolve anywhere else.
And they
Because
had
in
they had a
Homelander,
lot of voices in that one too.
oh yeah, it was an all-star cast in this. A lot of the actors from the live action series reprised their roles here in the voice
Mhm.
action.
Yep.
Except for Butcher, that was played by Jason Isaacs. He was in Rebels. He's one of the Inquisitors. But yeah, he's an all-star cast. You have Aisha Tyler, you have Michael Cera, you have Kamal Nanjiani, you have Seth Rogen, Aquafina, like we said earlier. You have I can't say his name, Jesus Christ. You have Chris Diamondopoulos. I can't say his name, so I apologize for butchering that name. He was in that movie. He was the bad guy in The Rock, Al Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds film on Netflix.
I think
Not
it is Red Notice.
And then you have Ben Schwartz. He's the voice for Sonic in the movies, and he's also in Space Force. And then you have Andy Samberg. You have Solo Margarita. I can't say his name. I should be able to because I'm Spanish, but is the kid from Cobra Kai.
That's right, he was. He was on the second episode too.
And you have Kieran Culkin, Christian Slater was in it, Nassim Pedrad, Giancarlo Esposito. You know him from Better Call Saul, as well as Grand Admiral. His name is forgetting me right now on The Mandalorian. You have A-list actors here, but in my opinion, the series as a whole did fall short in comparison to the book, in comparison to the live action series.
I agree with that. Oh, before I forget, since we've talked about pretty much all the episodes but this one, episode 7 was a pleasant twist. That was the anime looking one, like with the elderly couple. As a standalone, I liked that one. It wasn't one to be like my top 2, but like it was a pleasant surprise. That one I would say was a sleeper as a pleasant surprise because after all the stuff we had been watching, and then granted there was blood. There was definitely blood in that one. That was still pleasant.
I mean, each episode is overly violent and graphic. Like sometimes it works in certain things and it doesn't in others. And for me, I was just looking for something else in the animated series because we get it plenty in the live action. We get it plenty in the book.
True.
For the animation style, I don't know. I mean, I think it just missed the mark. And I have to say, I'm glad that it was 15 minutes. if it was a half-hour episodes, I think it would have just been overkill, and we would have been extremely bored. Except for episode 8, I would have loved more about Homelander's history.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. If that could have been like a longer one, I would have been okay with that. And I probably would have been okay with the Laser Baby's Day Out because that was funny. It was comical. We're like, in the comparison to the live action movie, let's do the reviews. Based on what we talked about, is it worth watching?
I would say if you're a fan of The Boys, you can watch it, but you're probably not going to watch it again.
Worth your money? If it
No.
came out on Blu-ray?
No, I wouldn't.
And I second with you on that. If you're a fan of the series, if you're a fan of the book, it's worth your time, especially that are 15 minutes. You can knock it out in an hour and a half. See those bad boys and you're like, all right, I'm good. I'm done. Thank you. Bye. And be out. And you just get it. If it came out on Blu-ray, nah, not needed. Now,
Maybe
granted, you can see this.
special features.
Maybe.
Well, I'm talking about
I
like
don't think-
on like season 2 or 3, they had it as a special feature.
You can watch this on Amazon Prime. Get your feel since everything is now The Boys and The Boys Presents Diabolical. If they came out with season 2, I would definitely watch it. I would hope that their episodes will have better stories instead of one shots.
And for the most
So-
part, they're not about like the main characters that we know. Other than Homelander and Noir, you don't really.
Butcher.
Oh yeah, Butcher.
You do have some in the sense of
They're like guest characters that they show up. They're not the focal point.
right, but I think in I'm Your Pusher, it's like how how Butcher and Simon Pegg was in it, and looked like Simon Pegg too.
Well, that's the how it was in the comic. His character, it was designed looking like Simon Pegg.
Right, I'm just trying to remember his name.
Oh,
Huey.
Huey, yeah.
Yeah, how they became friends, right?
No, well, no.
I remember.
There's not how they became friends, but it was like one of their early missions, I would say. Because, like, remember, a lot of times Huey was like second guessing, questioning whether or not what they're doing is right. And he'll always find a reason to like show Huey that what they're doing is right by introducing him to a horror story, basically, of something that happened, and in the process of killing one of the soups at the same time. And it kind of balances out the horror that Huey would see. He's like, Huey's always like, oh my God, but it washes off by the fact that he knows like this guy did horrible things too. I mean, it's cool.
But you see, you see a deeper look into Butcher.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what else to talk about on this in the sense of what we will keep repeating.
Highs and lows. The show had it. Animation, I would say that was actually pretty good. You know, depending on what episode you're watching, animation was pretty good. The Kevin Smith one that I wasn't really, episode 2, I wasn't really too excited for, but that reminded me of Adult Swim. I like Adult Swim, but like I wasn't in the mood for it at that time. I mean, that's it, guys. You know, you heard our votes.
There you have it, guys. That's our series review of The Boys Presents Diabolical. Let us know what you think about it. Did you like it? What was your favorite episode or episodes? Comment below. Until next time, will be the next time. I am Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you.